And welcome to Indie Social. This is the podcast where I, Dylan Yeager,
and Kevin Shepard
interview independent filmmakers. And tonight we are at the Iowa Motion Picture Awards, the Iowa Oscars, and I can't be any more excited because we're doing a live podcast here. I mean, look at our banner, look at it. And then we got, I thought that said love. Live at IMPA 2022, guys. This is super exciting. And so what we're gonna be doing tonight is we're going to be going live from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., and we're just going to be bringing up guests, anybody who's like friends, family, a filmmaker, anybody who's been nominated. They're going to come up to our lovely podium. They are going to sign the yearbook for the end of the year, and well, it's not the end of the year, but you get what we've been doing this year. And it's going to be great, and we already have a guest that wants to come up and talk. Jim Brockon, come on up, buddy.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Good. I feel like a preacher here.
How's the mansion?
Mansion's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Forest City, Iowa.
So tell us, you have a pretty big label here at the IMPA. Who are you?
Yes, I'm the president of the Iowa Motion Picture Association. This is my 8th year as president, and I'll probably be president until I get it right. But no, I've been on the board about 20 years.
All right, man. And do you have anything submitted this year?
Yes, pre-existing, I'm submitted for actor.
Okay.
And there's a commercial
Really?
for Holland Tire, and there's also, I'm in bits and pieces of about 3 other films.
That's awesome, man. So you were nominated for actor.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to keep up here. Everybody, I'm going through this and I'm like, I know this person. It's mind-blowing. I think this is so far the most exciting year for the IMPA because there's so many talented people that's nominated this year.
Yes.
And I'm trying not to pick favorites or anything because I think they're all my favorites. So it's just exciting. And this is Kevin's first year.
Yep, first year here. Ready to take it all in. What all does it take to put all this together?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
We planned this, actually we started planning next year's a month ago. And
Wow.
I just signed a contract several days ago. And tonight we will announce where next year's IMPA Film Festival Gala will be.
Oh, so we are changing it up for
We're
next
changing
year.
it up.
'Cause
So
this is the
it's going to be
second year.
north of here.
It's going to be north. That's going to be closer
And
to
so
us.
tonight,
Might be a little closer.
at about 7:15 tonight, I'll be announcing where it's going to be next year.
All right. Tell us about who our guest is today, our guest speaker.
Yeah, we have Anoop Kulkarni from California. He's going to be our guest speaker tonight. And he's going to talk a lot about the special effects.
Yeah, because he's done a lot of.
He's done a lot of great
lot of work.
stuff. Oh, a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah, one thing that stood out for me was The Walking Dead. I think he had a little
Yes,
bit to
he
do
did,
with
The
that,
Walking Dead,
So,
yes.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to hear.
Well, I'm seeing here that he's done projects like Life of Pi, Thor, The Dark World, Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, and more. That's exciting. What's the process of getting these guests on on the award ceremony? Like, what's the process of that?
Well, as board members, we discuss different people we would like to bring, and we just threw out names out there, and this was one fantastic gentleman that we really wanted to speak with and bring him here. We heard about him, we looked up his credentials, and we asked him to be here, and he said yes, he'd love to be here, and he'd like to continue with us too, and maybe possibly do a monthly thing or every other month.
That would be really
and talk
cool.
about films, talk about special effects, and he's really interested in educating students too, college students,
Yeah.
high school students.
Yeah, that would be really awesome.
Yes, and maybe talk about projects talk about different films, how they do their effects and so forth.
Yeah, well, and also, too,
Discuss
to
a
kind
certain
of,
project. And
Yeah,
he's-
and to kind of like utilize that master class theory that can be done digitally or online. I mean, he can do
Yes,
it
that's
from
what he likes
wherever
to do.
he's at and just do a quick little 25, 30-minute thing. And yeah, that'll be huge.
Yeah, we've had a lot of discussions several times, and he's very excited about being here. And he said he couldn't believe all the talent. I mean,
Right.
he loves the talent that he sees here in Iowa.
That's awesome.
And he's
too.
watching these films that we're showing
Yeah.
today from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he's saying the talent is just amazing here in Iowa,
Yeah.
and the landscaping.
Yeah.
He says you can do anything here in Iowa.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really awesome.
he's amazed with it. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about our host we got for tonight.
Our host. You know who that is?
I know who he is. I love him. But
Well,
yeah,
why don't you say who he is?
Rob Merritt, man.
Everybody
He
knows
is
Rob
one
Merritt.
of the most
Everybody knows
talented,
Rob Merritt. My
one
Rob
of the
Merritt.
most talented actors.
Most talented actor. Come on, Rob. Here he is. Here's our MC for tonight, Rob. Everybody knows Rob.
Everybody knows Rob.
He's been
Tell us,
acting for many, many years.
yeah, tell us how he got on board here.
Well, we were looking for an MC, and actually, Rob Merritt's the only name that popped up right away, and we said, we got to go with Rob Merritt.
This is not true. These are lies. These are all lies.
No, it isn't.
Actually, I'm filling in for Ricky, who is like an incredible, like a delightful guy, and he does an awesome. Am I close enough? He does an awesome job with the show. And unfortunately, kind of as a last minute thing, he wasn't able to be here this year, and so so they reached out and asked me if I would step in, and I was like, sure, absolutely. I have no self-respect. I'll gladly humiliate myself up there. So here I am.
Yeah, Ricky Bartlett, he was our MC last year. And it's true, he was going to be our MC this year.
Right.
But as you know, he did have his right, or some of you don't know, but he has his right leg amputated at noon yesterday for bone disease.
He's a trooper. I mean, like, he's acting like it's nothing, too. He's like, oh, yeah, I lost my leg. It's all right. I'll be back acting here real shortly, guys. He's a big inspiration.
And several years ago, he did lose his left leg, and now
Right.
he had to take his right leg.
Yeah.
And so then we decided, this was a couple weeks ago, he let us know. And so then it came up, okay, who's going to MC? Somebody right away threw in the name, Rob Merritt. And right away, a few of us said, yes, let's get Rob Merritt. And it is true, Rob was the only name that surfaced, came up, and we contacted him, and Rob said he'll do it. So
Well, that's awesome,
got Rob here.
Jim. Well, thank you for coming up and talking. I think we're going to speak with Rob a little bit here, but
do I sign the book here? Or?
yes, sign the yearbook.
Okay.
Do we just sign it, or do we like write like something in there?
Whatever you want to do. You can leave a little message, too. Just make sure your name's on there. You're John Hancock.
I can like draw a little cartoon.
Yes, that'd be great. What was that comic that you...
Mad Reindeer.
yeah,
I
draw
would
the Mad Reindeer.
just-
Do it. I would
be
love that. Oh, yeah, we're taking Polaroid shots of our guests, too, that are coming up on the show. So look pretty.
All right, here we go. How's this?
All right, thanks again, Jim. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, and now we got Rob Merritt. We kind of got a little introduction of him already, but tell the world who you are, what you do, and what you're doing here today.
Well, most recently, I was hacking Dylan up with a chainsaw.
Yes.
Good times. We made a movie together called Happy Birthday, where I played Dylan's best friend who tried to surprise him with a special birthday gift because he was a horror movie fan. I kidnapped him, beat him on the head with a brick, tied him up, pretended I was going to kill him with a chainsaw because I wanted him to know how much I loved him. So
Right, and it was the nicest thing anyone's ever
it
done
was
for
pretty
me.
special,
It was the best birthday gift, and it has a happy ending.
It has a very happy. Well, okay, not. It does have a happy ending. Let's be clear about what kind of happy ending it has.
Yeah.
It involves a chainsaw, and sadly, Dylan is no longer with us at the end of the film. But
We did exchange-
I have a little birthday thing that I blow. It's
Yeah,
pretty sweet. Yeah.
we exchanged some words like "I love you" at
We
the
do,
end,
we
and
do.
it was great.
Splashes of blood. It's good times. No, I've known Dylan for a long time because we've been in a number of projects.
We have been. We keep running into each other, and it's not intentional either. We just happen to audition for the same thing.
It should be intentional,
It
though.
should
We should
be.
figure out something to do together and be like, we're going to make this so that we have a reason, As it is right now, it's like, oh, Dylan's here today. That's awesome, which is great, but we should plan something.
Right. Well, Erica Faye was our most recent guest on our podcast, and she is super inspirational, and she's taking matters into her own hands. She's writing micro shorts and teaming up with Century Films and anyone else who's willing to work with her. But she's doing phenomenal stuff. She was nominated for Best Actress. Do you remember what movie it is?
I can't. Generational.
Erica Faye.
Generational curses. Yeah. Generational curses. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, we should do something like that. We should sit down together, write a 5-minute script, and just make it super hilarious. Because I think we could do a comedy well.
Oh yeah,
together.
yeah. And but I mean, and that's one of the nice things about the Iowa film scene is that there are so many opportunities to work with so many different people, and I actually think that's what's really fun about an event like tonight. Something that I mean, the awards are great. It's a wonderful honor to get an award or even a nomination. But honestly, my favorite thing about being here is not the awards. It's getting to see all the different examples of work up on screen, getting to meet a lot of different people,
Right.
and having conversations like, hey, we should work together, or how did you do that shot? Or, I'm looking to do this project. Do you have any interest in collaborating with me? Because there is a really strong Iowa film scene, but a lot of different people, there's almost different groups or different camps all over the state that don't talk to one another that much.
Right.
And an event like this changes that. It lets a lot of people interact and see what one another are doing,
Right.
and get inspired or find collaborators. And so that, I think, is the most exciting thing about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was here earlier, and me and the family, we were watching some of the films and everything. And although you are very, very talented, do you think the fact that they knew you were going to be here because you're in 80% of the film showing, that they're like, we know he's going to be here. Let's just put a suit on him and put him on stage.
If that's what it takes to get the MC job, I'll do it. If I have to keep, making movies in order to get considered for the hosting duties, then I'll fine. You know what? I'll be like, here, I made 4 movies this year. Would you please give me the
Yes.
job again?
Yeah, no, well, I kid. I mean, yeah, it was really awesome to see you
It
up
is
there
kind of
in
weird
different
though.
roles
No,
and everything, yeah.
it was sort of funny. In the morning, there were a few films back to back that I was in,
Right.
and I was like, "This is weird,"
Yeah.
but because that wasn't planned, and they were, but actually. That speaks to what we were talking before, all the different variety, because
Yeah.
I was in a few of the films this morning, and none of them were this, one
None
of
were
them
the
was a
same.
web series comedy, and one
Yeah.
of them was this very dark, I wouldn't even describe it as an action movie, but it had very, very dark, serious
Yeah.
drama,
Yep.
like a silly web comedy. There was a student film about this relationship between a daughter and her dad, and just I love having the chance to work on all those kinds of different things, and so that's it's one of the reasons why whenever people say, oh. Somebody comes back to Iowa who used to live in LA or something like that, and they're like, I'm gonna bring movie making to Iowa, and I'm like, dude, we're already
here.
making movies here. We would love to have you join us, but
Right.
there's a lot of people already doing this,
Right.
and I think that's great, and I think that everything we can do to strengthen that and to support people because one of the other things I think is really cool is that you see a lot of growth from year to year. You'll see a filmmaker come in and bring something, and then the next year you see something, and you see how much they've improved.
Right.
Just from, I mean, there's a few people I can think of that I've just seen their work become like amazing, and to the point that I'm like, I need to go work with them again, because the last time that I shot something with them, it didn't look like that. Like, they have gone from here to here, and it's so cool. And I figure the more times that happens, the more that the overall film community just keeps getting strengthened and getting better and better. And I mean, and that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
So,
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, you've probably seen me posting it on Facebook, but the last 48 hours of my life has been phenomenal.
Why is that? What's been going on the last 48 hours?
Well, I became like best friends with my neighbors, and we had like a big get together. I cooked some dinner for everyone, and
Nice.
my landlord joined us, which was really cool.
Very cool.
I don't know, it was just being a host at my home that I recently moved into an apartment that I turned into a smart apartment. Everything's like smart. My AC, my doorbell, my lights. It's just crazy. I'm like becoming Tony Stark, but no, I've just been making some new friends, and I'm seeing somebody, which has been exciting. Yeah, so I'm doing great, man.
That's awesome. Is she here tonight?
No, she couldn't make it.
Well, hopefully she's watching, and if
I
she's
think
watching
she
from here,
is.
you have a good one. He's a good dude. So, be smart, like his apartment, and make this work.
That's good.
Oh, I think you're about to get bumped. We might have a new guest coming over.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Well,
Oh, here
Oh,
we
Alana.
go.
Okay, I need to yield if Alana's here. 'cause-
But
Yes,
first
well,
things
I
first,
did.
before you go, man, talk to us about your baby. How's your baby doing?
Michael? Yeah, my wife.
No, your baby, not Michael Huntington.
Michael Huntington is my baby. And don't tell Brittany, but it's true. It's true. Michael's absolutely my baby.
Did you name your son after Michael?
It was like a Christmas present, but we're not supposed to say anything for like 6 more months.
Okay.
No, things are going good. I'm a new dad. I've been a new dad for about 8 weeks now, and he's a blast. Love him. It's definitely making filmmaking a little more tricky.
No, of course.
But that's okay,
Yeah.
I'm at a point where I'm like, yeah, I just want to hang out with this little dude.
And sometimes it's better to just slow down a little bit, because you're in everything, which is fine, which is awesome, because everybody loves watching you. But now you can be a little more selective and like really pick and choose like your roles and the story you want to tell in those movies. And
well, it is true that anytime that you're out making a movie, you're not at home.
Right.
And I'd like to spend. There was a year where I did a lot of film projects in one year, and my wife was even like, "You do live here, right? I'll get to see you every once in a while." And
Right.
so I do think it's good to be home as much as I can. But obviously, if a really good project comes along, like for example, if you come up with something, that would be a reason for me to be like, I'm gonna go out and do that.
all right, well, I appreciate that,
Yeah.
man. Also, yeah, I just want to say out there, say real quick that I think, and you'll probably agree with me, you don't know what love truly is until you have a child. Like, of course, you love your significant other, but I mean, it's a different kind of love.
Oh, I mean, I'd do anything for that little dude.
I know.
He's awesome.
I know. It's like animal instinct. Like my son, was climbing out the window the other day, and I was like turned into like a gorilla, and I was like, and dived through that window. I was like, where do you think you're
It's like, I
going?
hope this story ends well.
It does.
My
it
son
does.
was climbing out the window the other
My
day. And
smart-
I'm like, oh my god.
My smart AC is in the window that he was able to climb out of.
That's
and he
because
was,
it's smart. It's
Yeah.
like in the way. It's like,
Yeah.
no, kid, you stay right there. Now
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's a really smart AC unit.
He was not happy. He's like, Dad, I hate this AC. And I'm like, why is it? He's like, now I can't go outside. And I'm like, exactly. Well, Rob, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna sign
coming
your
up.
book, and
Yes.
I'm gonna let Alana in here. So yeah. Okay. All right.
What's
Thanks,
that?
guys.
We gotta roll the intro.
We haven't done that yet?
No, you jumped in.
Oh my gosh, guys. So it wouldn't be Indie Social if we didn't have some technical errors. I forgot to say the magic words. Roll the intro.
Welcome to the show, Indie Social. I know you'll love our guest today, 'cause what we've got for sure will amaze. So take this time and
And we are back, and I say this every time. I love our intro. Cole Chauvin, Cole Chauvin did that song for us, and it's and our season premiere or finale is coming up in a couple of weeks, and something we want to keep doing that's traditional is we're going to keep the theme song, but we are going to have like a new intro every year, so look forward to that, guys, when we do come back in a few months. But I think
in a few months. Let's focus on now.
Let's focus on now, because we have another guest that's coming up, and her name is Alana Swanka.
Hi there. Welcome.
What's up?
Nothing.
you
What you
doing?
doing?
I'm great. I'm here.
Are you here just hanging out? Do you got any film?
I have nothing in this.
You're the same.
Next year, I'm going to blow up everybody's spot.
Yeah,
I've got
you're
like
going to.
5 things in post-production right now.
There you go. Yeah, we'll make some phone calls and make it happen. Let's get these projects done.
Yeah, we got to get
Right?
these projects done. Yeah.
We got to get them submitted.
And my summer's filling up. I can't talk about a lot of it yet, but I've
Right.
been taken on to 2 projects right now for the summer.
Yeah,
so.
That's awesome.
There's this one project that you're in that's coming up. When you were on the podcast, we kind of had trouble saying the name. Is it
Recompense?
Recompense.
Yep.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that. I
Yeah.
saw in the group chat that he was really wanting us to give that a shout out.
Yeah. Yep, we're still working on Recompense. We're all really excited for it to come together. I think it's going to be a really fun project. It's going to be a short little action-packed thing, and
Right.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Awesome.
great. And yeah, so tell us again, for those who haven't seen your episode of, I mean, they should have, because it was a great episode. But
Right.
if they didn't, what got you into acting? And like, first off, what got you into acting?
Yeah, I've wanted to be a performer forever. For a long time, I thought I was going to be a singer. And then I was like, well, I'm going to do Broadway. I'm going to be Christine in Phantom of the Opera. And then I just loved acting more. I feel more comfortable acting. I feel more judged when I'm singing.
Right.
I wanted to be a superhero. I told a whole story about how I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man
Right.
on my
right.
interview.
And you were able to fulfill that dream in a way.
Yeah, I
of
got to
being
be
a superhero.
in a Batman,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Batman
yes.
fan film. That's still going. Almost done, I believe.
It
Getting
really
close-ish.
excites. I have a little with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and he gets so. I'm like, oh yeah, I just filmed a Batman film, and I'll like show him pictures, and he's like, what?
He's like,
What?
You did
Yeah, I'm
what?
like
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So is this your first year at the IMPA?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're in
Me
for
too. I have no
yeah,
idea
you
what's
guys
going
are in
on.
for a
Yeah,
treat.
I'm just here for the ride.
Like, the film festivals in Iowa are great, but this is the Iowa Oscars. Like, if you're
Yeah.
nominated here, this is the biggest award that you can get. And I don't know if they're doing it the same this year, but they have the award of excellence, which is kind of like first place, and then they got the award of achievement, which is second place. And then, but still, being nominated is phenomenal, because if you have an IMDb, like, you can put all that on there, and it looks like good.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, I'm very optimistic you'll get nominated next year.
I'm
for
sure. Last year, about the time when this is happening, I was just getting into the community, and I told myself, I was like, well, I'm going to be there next year. And I went to SNAF right after that, and I was like, I'm going to be on that screen next year. And that's not going to happen, but I've done my part. I filmed 5 movies.
something. Yeah,
Right.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It'll get there eventually.
Oh, I'm sure. And
But I'm so excited to support everybody too. I mean, Century Films has a bunch of stuff.
They do.
Up here, Emil, Ben, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many amazing, talented people.
Did you see Emil and Ben, or not Ben, Emil and Maddie are gonna be singing?
Yes,
performing?
I did just see that in the
Yeah,
program. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you did. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy event. Like, I've never been to anything like this before, so it's going to be definitely something
I'm
to
excited.
enjoy.
It's
Yeah.
fun to dress up. Like,
Right?
you know, I got to put on like a nice dress and get a dog sitter and.
Yep.
Yeah, our friends Shelby Davis, Emil Laksa, and Maddie Whelan are gonna be performing tonight, and that blows my mind. It really does. I love all 3 of these people, but I didn't know they could sing. I knew Emil could. I didn't know
Right.
Maddie could, or Shelby.
I know. I'm excited to see them all sing.
Yeah, it's going to be something to see, that's for sure. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. If you haven't yet, go ahead and sign the book. It's kind of like the unofficial.
Do I have to make a note? What did
Yearbook.
what did Rob what did Rob say?
You could do it. You could just sign your name. You could put a little note in there.
Yep.
Whatever you would like.
And then
to
our
do.
trained photographer will take a solid Polaroid. Okay.
I had to. It'll be fun all night. I'm the person who's got like this weird scratched out name tag because they spelled my name super wrong.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. All right.
Amazing. You got your next person lined up?
All right,
Perfect.
so our next guest is Gunnar, who plays PJ in Prey. He's an actor from Davenport and lives in LA. So this is a special treat for the Indie Social Podcast.
Come here, buddy. You can go ahead and like sit on your knees or something up here so you can reach the mic.
Have him stand up. Be careful.
There you go, bud.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Gunnar, tell us what got you into acting?
I had a dream that I did acting and I got roles 24/7 and did movies, and it
Oh my
seemed really
gosh.
fun, so I decided to do it.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 4th.
4th grade. I think that was the same grade when I got into acting, but I started with mine was this little school play that I was forced to do, and I was so mad at my teacher for making me do that. And but the crowd reaction, I don't know if you've done theater, but like just the crowd like clapping and cheering and stuff. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just up here being silly, but everybody loves me, and I love that feeling. I don't know if I need mental help for that, but no, I was your same age when I started, and dude, don't stop believing in yourself and dreaming, because we have a strong film community here. And then you live in LA right now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have even better opportunities than we do here, man. But I just keep on hanging on to that dream. So tell us about
Yeah.
that role. You play PJ?
PJ
Yeah.
in Prey. So what exactly is that?
It's basically a role about this kid's parents dying, and then it's like a Little Red Riding Hood kind of theme.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And basically PJ is like gets abused by his uncle because I have
no.
to live with the uncle. So
Oh, that's some pretty tough stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're in what grade again?
4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, nice job.
What's this movie nominated for?
I think short film.
The what? Micro?
No, short film.
Oh, just for short film. And
I'm pretty sure.
were you nominated for Best Actor? If not, you should have, because I bet you did phenomenal. He's representing.
Here to represent.
Well, keep on making movies. Bring him here, because this is a phenomenal place to show your films, and they have some amazing awards and stuff. But I'll be rooting for your movie for sure.
Thank you.
You're
Is there anything
welcome.
you want to say to all your current and future fans? They're listening to you.
Thank you.
Nice. Nice.
All right, and this will be up on YouTube. Look up or have your mom look up the Indie Social Podcast Facebook page, and then you can watch this and show it to all your friends and tell them that you're a superstar. All right, go ahead and sign the yearbook. Right. Ooh,
Yeah.
right here. You can right here on this page here. Write a little note. Yeah, you know, or just your name, which is fine too, and then I'll get a picture with you.
You having technical difficulties?
Got it.
You are too? Oh no.
All right, buddy. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, one more? All right. Thank you. Keep on doing what you're doing, buddy.
All right. As Dylan gets his chair settled back in, what's next on the agenda?
Just gotta tape a little picture in here.
The Alana is
Yeah.
going to tape the idea there.
Okay, I'm here to do that.
Jake? All right. So, is that right? We have sound extraordinaire.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, we have somebody else?
Shoot,
Okay, we
heck
got
yeah.
somebody else up here. All right.
Come on up.
There
Right,
you
there you
go.
go.
All righty, sir. What's your name?
If I shake hands, I'm Noah.
Hi
Noah,
there,
nice to
Kevin.
meet you, Noah.
Nice to meet you. Noah, why don't you tell us what's going on? What brought you here? What are you doing?
I don't know how to raise it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here for, I have a documentary. It's called Attractions, Small Town, Iowa. It's a 6-minute documentary about just us going around to 4 different locations in Iowa, highlighting, like, Iowa's more than cornfields. It's more than just When you go outside, you're driving, you see a lot of corn, but there's more to that. There's more. There's
Right.
like
Yeah.
the Makokota Caves over in western Iowa or eastern Iowa,
Yeah.
and the God of Redemption in western Iowa, the Amana Colonies in central Iowa, and then kind of south down here in Eldon, there's the American Gothic House. We went there too.
Right.
Just kind of highlighting those smaller things in Iowa.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What made you want to do that? Like, what was it that?
Yeah, so I go to William Penn University in Oskaloosa. It's about 30 minutes from here, and I got the opportunity to make a short film of whatever I wanted. I had full creative control, and it was going to premiere on Fox in Des Moines. So I was like brainstorming some ideas, and I didn't really want to do a short film yet.
Right.
I wanted to do a kind of documentary, but then I knew most documentaries you think of like Werner Herzog and you think of Ken Burns, and there's interviews
Right.
and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But bring something a little different. So I had a host. I didn't have any interviews at all. I had a host, and then I would go and scout the locations, and I would kind of just see what they had there, and then I wrote a script. Each one is probably about a page of dialogue. So it's a minute to minute and a half of each location of just a host talking about what they have to show there.
Oh, that's really
But yeah,
cool.
they gave me the opportunity there. I had full creative control, and I created the short film. Yeah, short documentary.
Nice. So, are you a fan then of watching documentaries?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I love like the Travel Channel and the History Channel, all their documentaries on there.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any plans on making like short films?
I do, yeah. We just finished wrapping my narrative short film I just made this year. So I made 2 films. First semester I made that one, and I made a second one the second semester. It's a romance film. So I
Okay.
just dropped the trailer on that. That's on my YouTube and Twitter and everything like that.
And where
Alright.
can people find that, if you don't
You
mind?
just look up my name, Noah Lindauer, and it's
Noah
on YouTube,
Lindauer?
Twitter,
Okay.
Facebook, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we would love to check that out too.
Yeah.
Find us on Facebook and then
Yeah.
send us a link to that because I'm
Okay.
very interested in checking that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, what made you want to become a filmmaker?
I always loved the idea of YouTube. Like growing up, I loved YouTube, and I'd start watching YouTubers all the time. I
Yeah.
watched Casey Neistat's probably my biggest inspiration. I'd watch him, and he makes short films. He thinks of his videos not as videos, as films. I thought I could do the same thing, just make films and post them on YouTube. So I
Right.
started in probably middle school, sixth grade middle school. I just made short films with friends, and it's kind of evolved over time to just. In high school, I didn't have as many people to do it with. But I did everything myself at that point. So I did the writing, the editing, the acting, the camera work, everything. I just set up a camera, I'd hit record, I'd walk in front of the camera, and I would act the scene out.
Wow.
And I'd have different shots and everything. So it feels like a film, but it doesn't feel just like a camera's there and then it cuts to a jump cut to the next thing.
Right.
It's like actually the footage and stuff. So yeah, just YouTube over time and building that. And then over high school, my junior and senior year, I just fell in love with film. I was a film buff now. So I watched all kind of films, and I'm still in love with films, more foreign films now. But yeah.
Right. Have
Yeah.
you seen what's that called? Parasite?
Parasite? I love Parasite. Yeah,
my
Bong
gosh.
Joon-ho.
I can't stop talking about that
Yeah.
movie. That movie is
That's
so good.
I actually like Memories of Murder more than Parasite.
Okay.
Though. Yeah. But I think Parasite's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such
Yeah.
a good one. So yeah, are you from Iowa then?
I am. Yeah, I'm from a small town called Vinton. It's around
Vinton,
Cedar
okay.
Rapids.
Yeah, it's right near Newhall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
that's where me and my family are from.
Oh,
We're
it's
from
awesome.
Newhall.
Yeah,
It's right down the highway.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Are you on Iowa Film, the Facebook page?
I am. Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
good, because that's like the best place to go for like
Yeah, yeah.
auditions and casting calls and
There's
stuff.
so much stuff on there. It's so cool. Yeah.
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 Well, man, thanks for coming up and talking
Yeah,
to
thank
us.
you,
You
yeah.
wanna sign our yearbook,
Oh
and
yeah.
then we'll get a picture of you.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's go up. Let's like have us like go up and take a pictures with our guests. All right, we're gonna get a picture with you.
awesome. Did I give him my phone too?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sneak on the other side.
All right, sweet.
There we go,
Yes, in
man.
the
Thank
middle.
you so much.
There we go.
Oh, that's all right.
No, it was already broke, right?
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any more guests? I see.
Patrick
Yeah,
Gim, he's
Patrick.
coming to the stand.
Wade's son's over there.
got-
Patrick's coming.
We got Patrick
Patrick's gonna be
next.
the next
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Gim.
Patrick Gim. All right.
Gim.
That's what I said. All right, guys. So we're having a good time here. We have Patrick Gim coming up here, a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
Hey, John.
How you doing? So Patrick and I are going to be working on a project coming up called Dead Man Walking.
That's right.
Yes, that's a feature film made by Michael
Minard.
Michael Minard. And yeah, he's a phenomenal filmmaker. And this man right here is nominated for Best Actor. Is that in Rosie's Necklace?
Yes.
Dude, you did a fantastic job in that movie, and the whole movie overall is beautiful. But tell us how you got involved in that film.
Well, it's funny because the first one I was ever involved with was with you. It was
Saving Grace?
Yeah, Saving Grace.
Yeah.
When I had never made a movie before in my life, and that was my first introduction to it, where I was supposed to pull you out of the back of my car and throw you on the floor.
Yeah,
we
you
did it about
busted
50
my lip.
times.
Yeah, I was getting pretty rough looking at the final take of that. So no, I didn't know you don't have a history in acting. What made you want to get into acting?
Oh, I've been in theater for years and years, but I've never done a movie before. And when I saw the casting call from that came out from Michael, I can't remember. I think I either called him or texted him. I think I texted him and said, "Yeah, I'd love to try it. I've never done anything like this before." And he said, "Well, come up to Coralville and we'll give it a shot." And sure enough, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. And then afterwards, Michael said, "What else do you do? Do you do comedy?" And I said, "Sure. I'd like to give it a try." And that's when we did Stay Indy.
Yeah.
You are hilarious in Stay Indy.
Yeah.
I love it so
okay.
much.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment.
I don't know if I'm saying the line right, but it's like, you film me, I film you. That's my favorite. That gets me every time. Yeah, that Stay Indy is up for a few.
Strangely enough, we did it one time, and we recorded, I think, like 3/4 of it. And it didn't really have the magic, if you know what I mean. The second time we recorded it, everything just clicked perfectly, and it was just great. I've watched it now, and I think, oh, this is so much better than it was the first time.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, sometimes it takes multiple takes to really get what you're...
But I mean, this was months later.
Oh,
We did the first one, and I think the reason why he wanted to redo the whole thing was the first one, I believe, had snow in the back.
Okay.
And then the second time we took it was in the summertime, summer or spring, and so there wasn't. So we had to redo the whole thing again, and it turned out so much better. It really did. It was a lot of fun.
For me as an actor, I need to I'm not a big fan of those one take wonders, because I get better with each take we do. And last night we were filming Batman, and we were vibing off of each other really good, but after take 10, it felt really good. And I saw Michael and Brittany over there; they were just shaking their head, and I was like, "Come on, Dylan, get your lines." And I'm like, "I'm trying. I just gotta feel it." But
sometimes that's what it does. There can be too many. I know in some emotional scenes, if you're, there reaches a point where you're going to get diminishing returns, where at first you can be very emotional, tears and that kind of thing, but after a while it's like the tears dry up.
Right.
It's hard to keep it up, keep that kind of thing. But this has been, I've got to tell you, this has been the most fun I've had in my life. I just love Brittany and Michael. They're great people to work with, and it's been fun meeting you and Damien and Caitlin and so many other people, Kevin, and all this. Great, so much fun. I just love doing it. I pay to do it.
Right. I mean, almost literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're making me emotional. I love hearing that. The most fun you had of your life. No, it's true. It's it's a hobby. It really is. It can be a job, but
there's something that Michael and I were talking about one time, and we were talking about the differences between the creativity that we've got here in Iowa right now. The theater that we're making right now is so much more beautiful to me than anything Hollywood is doing.
Yeah, it's
because
true.
they're doing, animation, and they're doing Marvel comics and that kind of thing, and we're doing this kind of thing that Paul Newman used to call kitchen drama, where you've got people that are talking about real issues in people's lives, like dementia, and that kind of thing, and we're showing how people are touched by it and react to it and that kind of thing. And that's the sort of beautiful thing that we're able to do here. We may not be able to show someone flying in outer space,
right?
But we're showing what's going on within a microcosm, a family unit and that kind of thing, and how they're touched by these issues, and I think that's just a really beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah,
And I'm glad to be a part of it, really.
Yeah, for sure. There was something I was gonna say, and I completely
Oh,
lost
sorry.
it. No, yeah, you're
didn't mean to
also
steal it.
no, you're fine. You're also a musician.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how long have you been doing that?
Oh, well, all my life, pretty much. But I used to play way back in the 70s. For those of you who don't know me, I'm going to be 72 years old, so I have a little history on some of these folks. But I used to play in some of the local clubs and stuff way back in the 70s. And then as things go, at the time I had a wife and 3 kids and that kind of stuff, and I couldn't be hanging out in the bar till 2 o'clock in the morning and get up at 5:30 the next day and go to work.
Right.
So something had to give, and I gave up the musician part of it.
That's a similar story to my father. He is a musician. He plays in like a lot of rock bands and stuff. He was in a band called Ghost of Judas that was getting really big in like southeast Iowa, around the Burlington area. And he had to choose music or his job because they always wanted to tour and play on the weekends, but my dad works a weekend shift.
Yeah.
So he kind of had to give up on his
Yeah.
dream a little bit.
I
But
don't
he's
regret it.
jamming again. He's jamming again with some friends, but that was like a hard decision he had
I'm
to
a little
make.
rusty with some of the stuff. I remember when Michael asked me to play for the ending credits on Rosie's Necklace. Oh God. So I'm a little rusty on the guitar yet, but hopefully, maybe with a little practice, I'll get better again.
Oh, I thought it was beautiful.
I thought it was great,
the,
yeah.
is the song nominated also?
you. Yeah.
Yeah. See, well, there you go. They wouldn't have accepted it if they didn't like it.
Right.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Well, Pat, or Pat.
Oh,
Okay, I had a
thank
brain
you.
fart.
I love you guys too.
Yeah, and Pat here is going to be on our podcast, not next week, but
25th.
the 25th. Yeah, so you guys, if you guys enjoyed this, you'll be able to see him again in a couple of weeks. We'll have a little bit longer time, a little over an hour with him, and maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, he'll play a song for us.
Uh-oh. There's a treat.
Well, thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
We're
Good
gonna
to see you
sign,
again,
Good
buddy.
to see you again.
sign the yearbook if you haven't
will do.
already.
All right. One per page, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you get your own page. Sign it, leave some words of advice, quote, something. It's the
Whatever.
unofficial yearbook. No, we're not.
You have a beautiful wedding ring, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, I'm jealous. I would wear that, and I'm not even married. I'm just saying. I love jewelry.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna get a picture with you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Come here, Kevin.
Yeah, come on.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? This
I'm
is a
having
good
fun.
time. All right, I'm scouting out.
Are we?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
look at
great.
our next guest is one and only Brittany Benedict, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Extraordinaire.
Why are you here, Brittany?
Yeah,
I'm
what
just here
brings
to
you
tape
here?
the Polaroids.
Oh, you're the Polaroid taper.
That's
Yes.
fun.
Okay.
yes.
All right, I am scoping out the area. I'm seeing
Yeah,
some
we gotta find
filmmakers
some
hiding.
more guests.
I'm gonna go get Wade's son.
I think that's a good idea.
I'll be right back, ladies and gents. Yeah, he's over here. He took a picture on Facebook of me, and like I had no idea he was here. And then I see, no, him and his son I'm gonna bring on. He was waving me down, and I was like, oh, there he is.
And while Dylan is off, I will just hang out. What's going on? How we doing?
Hey,
Hey, you found someone on your way.
I found somebody on the way. All right, sir, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Steve Tyson. I'm here representing the Collins story, the Steps to the Moon documentary that's going to be it's nominated for the awards tonight.
All right,
Long
that's
form
cool.
documentary.
Yeah, I'll make sure we check that out. When do they start showing the show?
The movie, like they already aired them earlier.
I think they already
today.
went through the
Oh.
movies already.
Well,
but
shoot.
Which one was that again, and what was it about?
it's called the Collins story, Steps to the Moon. It's the story of how Collins Radio and Arthur Collins developed the technology necessary to provide all the communication systems for the Mercury and Gemini programs.
I heard of you.
There you go.
How was that it was a radio show originally, right? What you said?
Well, we've talked about it on different radio programs and stuff, but
Okay.
yeah, the film has been the film's been shown several times already. in
Okay,
different
no,
venues.
I swear I've heard of this. I was at like a doctor's office and she saw my comedy and tragedy tattoo.
Okay.
Tattoos, and she was, yeah, Collins, yeah, no, I swear I've heard about this. And she was so excited about it. So, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. And where are you located?
We're out of Cedar Rapids,
Okay.
so most of the film crew that put it together is in the Cedar Rapids area. I actually live in Marion, but most of the crew's in Cedar Rapids or Hiawatha.
All right.
And the Collins Radio was initially established in the Cedar Rapids area, and then part of the team moved to back in the, I don't know, quite a ways back in the 60s, I think, moved back out to Richardson, Texas. So it's kind of a split location for Collins Radio. But
So what made you want to become a filmmaker?
I worked for Collins for 22 years. And when I retired, I still didn't even know all the whole history of it after 22 years of working there. They said, hey, do you want to, we need to do a lot of interviews with some of the people that worked on the Apollo and Mercury and Gemini programs. They're getting old, they're in their 80s and 90s, and we need to get it on film and record what these people did, because it's pretty spectacular, some of the achievements they made back then. It's, you know, they brought every voice of every astronaut that ever flew in those programs back to with people here in the United States.
That is so cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you have any few upcoming projects that you're working on?
We've actually done a second and third episode. So this is the first episode, and there's a second episode called Moon Talk, which actually goes through the part of the Apollo program all the way through the first orbit around the moon, and then was in 1969, and then there's the next one is called Live from the Moon, which takes you through the end of the Apollo program and the start of the Space Shuttle program and the ISS and some of the others.
I've heard of all of that. Yeah, there was a nurse that was getting my vitals, and she's like, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. They're going to be showing it. I'm like, okay, yeah, and like I recognize the name. No,
Yeah,
I think
we got
that's
a lot of great
weird,
publicity in Cedar
weird
Rapids.
coincidence, I think, though. That
one of the
I'm
weathermen on
meeting
one of the
you.
TV channels kind of picked up on it and
Yeah.
gave us a lot of great publicity and stuff. They actually showed our movies, you know, one of the, I think it was 2 point whatever the channel, you know, they have several channels back behind these HD channels now that you can watch, and they actually showed it overnight, the whole series at one point.
That's awesome. I'm happy for you, and I'm rooting for you for tonight. Is this
Thank
your
you.
first time at the Iowa? Or
First
the
time,
IMPA?
yeah, that I'm aware of. Yeah.
It's such a blast. It's such a blast. And the networking at like after, I don't know. I think the networking starts at like 5 o'clock, maybe right before the awards. It's so much fun, and even after the award ceremony, everybody just kind of hangs out and drinks and stuff, and you meet some amazing people. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I wasn't for networking at a film festival.
We're really hopeful. It's we won the Gold Award at the Cedar Rapids Independent Film Festival this year. So,
That's awesome.
with this
Yeah.
film, so we're hopeful on this one too. So.
I'm good, thank you. Cookie bomb.
You gotta keep your strength.
Gotta
up
keep
for
the blood
interview.
sugar up
Right?
there, yeah.
Keep 'em going. So when dealing with such an advanced topic, I mean, you mentioned that you worked there and you retired from there, but like what type of research, what preparation did you do?
Yeah, there's a lot of research that goes into it. We have one person who's just full-time fact checker, but we had 3 or 4 other engineers who also were kind of backing him up and backstopping him, doing some of the fact checking, making sure we're, you know, because the last thing you want to do is put something out there on a film that's not right, and somebody says, oh, that's not true or something. So we went to great lengths to make sure we had 2 or 3 sources to corroborate anything we put in the film there. But
Yeah, and I bet that's a process all in itself.
It
Just to
is.
get the one person to do it, but then to backlog that to get at least 2 to 3 full-on support. Yeah.
Yeah, so we looked for a lot of good evidence whenever we made a big claim. There's enough big claims to make, anyways, about the contributions these people made. But it was pretty cool, and it was very timely that we did what we did, because a lot of the people that we interviewed over the last 5, 6, 7 years are passed on now. It's unfortunate, it's sad. But if you were a senior engineer working on radios for the moon program back in 1962 or 3 or 4, you're pretty old now if you're still alive.
Yeah, and was there had to have been some sense of pressure that like this project has to get done, because
It has to get done now. Yeah, exactly.
Because like not only are you saying like these individuals are getting up there in age, but then there's all this information that you have to dig through and filter out and all that. I mean, what level of
and we
pressure?
were given boxes and boxes and boxes of actual film that was taken that belonged to Collins Radio, and some belonged to NASA too, that was given to us to digitize, and because it was also going bad. So there's pressure there too, because film, as you all know, probably only lasts 30 to 50 years if it's stored
Yeah.
well, and some of this wasn't stored all that well.
Right.
So we had to color correct some of it. We had to digitize all this film, get all this film
Wow.
digitized. Fortunately, we had some benefactors that really were into this and really supported it and helped us get several thousand hours of film and audio digitized.
Yeah,
and,
because that's a whole nother level of support.
Yeah, off the tape and stuff and onto digital media
Yeah.
that we can keep forever now. So that's
Yeah.
a big thing for us.
Can imagine, yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming up here and talking with us. I
Thanks.
really appreciate
Good
it.
to meet
And,
you guys.
Yes,
go,
nice
ahead
meeting you.
go ahead and sign our yearbook.
Okay. Anywhere?
Anywhere's fine.
You
on
get your
that.
own page on the right there.
On the right side.
You
Okay.
can leave a little note, a little inspirational message if you want, just your name, and we'll get a picture with you.
Should we start? We're getting created out.
Oh. All right, and we'll get a picture with you. Oh, real quick. Take the chair out. All right. Again, thank you so much for attending the
Thank
show.
you so much.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty.
All right, so
We're switching it up.
okay, Kevin and I are gonna take a little break, and we're gonna have
You're gonna
Michael
find people.
and Brittany up here interviewing some people.
For us to talk to.
I haven't had the chance to look at this yet. This is dope.
Hello.
What
This
up,
is,
what up? Hello, I'm
Brittany
Michael
and
Huntington.
Taking over for Kevin and Dylan.
Dylan, come here. Let me interview you, Dylan.
Yeah,
Dylan.
Right?
Come over here.
Still live.
You get
Still
interviewed.
live at IMPA.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy? How was your interview process so far?
It was a blast. I'm having such a good time.
Yeah, who was your favorite person you talked to so far? Do you have one?
Favorite.
Are you playing favorites yet?
The little kid.
The little kid was cool, man.
Yeah, he warmed my heart. Like, I just wanted to give him the biggest hug because that was me in 4th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I had a dream that I was going to be an actor and do all these movies. And, like, that was me.
Yeah,
He's
man.
doing it, and it sounds like he has a lot of opportunities that he's doing right now. And
I know. So he's from LA. So
he's
did he?
from Davenport. He
From
lives
Davenport.
in LA.
Lives in LA.
Yeah,
So
he
is he
definitely
pursuing the
should
acting
talk-
full time? Do we know?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see that film. Hopefully, it comes out at some point
Yeah,
that we can look at.
Yeah, we need to talk to him some more, I think.
Yeah, no,
I
he's...
know. He's got a whole story, man. We should do a whole podcast on him. He seems cool.
For real. Dylan, you're going to find us some people
Yeah,
to
go
talk
get us
to.
someone to talk to.
Okay, I got
I know
people.
You
got-
took
got,
everyone, man.
Like, yeah, took
You
the
went through
whole
them
room
all.
already.
Yep, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab Wade and his kid.
Wait in
Okay,
his
cool.
kid.
Anthony, how we sounding?
Brittany's a little low.
Brittany's
I
a
can
little
just
low.
speak closer.
Here, I can raise her up a little bit.
Oh, or you can raise me up a little bit. Hey.
Here we go. She better? Brittany, talk.
Hello? Perfect.
Better? Okay. Who we got?
Yeah,
Kevin?
so I don't know if we've said, but we'll be live here until 5 o'clock.
Yep. So we hope to keep interviewing some more people. Yeah. we've
Yeah, and
had
then
a
I
lot so
think
far.
5 to 7, we're just going to be mingling. And then at 7, they are doing the award show. And we find out all these films who've entered, you know, who's. Well, we're all taking home prizes tonight just because we made it. But yeah, who's coming next?
I believe Shelby.
No. Hello.
Found somebody.
Hello.
Hi.
This dude's amazing, by the way.
Come
How are
on
you?
in.
Hi, how are you?
Is this another Michael?
Yes, another in the long list of Michaels.
Yes, so
That
many
is great.
Michaels.
Hey, add it.
This is
Yeah, there's
Michael.
I'm Michael Huntington.
Great
Yeah.
to meet
There's,
you. I'm
the-
Michael Duty.
Nice to
Hello.
meet you. So, what are you from Iowa then? Are you an Iowa
Yeah,
filmmaker?
tell us about yourself.
Oh, yes, so I'm from Iowa. I'm from Des Moines, actually.
Okay.
And I went up to college at UNI a few years
Nice.
back and kind of met everyone in the scene as
Okay.
it is now. So I still live down in Des Moines, but
Yeah.
I make frequent drives up to work on this and that. I'm
Right.
actually not a filmmaker myself, but I am a sound designer and score composer. So
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have a beautiful
okay.
voice, man. Do you do any voice acting or
Oh,
anything?
thank you. I've thought about doing it, but I've never actually gotten into it. I really should probably just try sometime.
Yeah.
right?
You have a great
Absolutely. So, you said you do sound composing. Is that for movies or?
Yeah, for a large variety of things. I make my own music, like a lot of people do, just for fun, pretty much. But yeah, on the side, I do a decent amount of composing for, just a lot of my friends. I did the score for Flava, which...
really? With Terrell?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. We love... He's actually working on a film with us doing some visual effects.
Yeah.
On one of our short films called Shut the Box. He's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
He made Miles, and like that is one of the best things I've ever seen.
I don't have enough good things to say about it. The list goes on and on and on.
Unbelievably talented. So why are you here at IMPA? Do you have something in, or are you just kind of supporting? Or?
Well, I always like to come and dress up and hang out with my friends.
I mean,
but,
absolutely, why not?
This year, I actually was commissioned to write the theme for the IMPAs in general.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
I don't know what its usage is going to be yet. I'm keeping myself surprised about it, I guess.
So will you hear it tonight then? For the first time?
I probably will. I would presume so. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's like for promotional purposes or what's going on. So I might. It's up in the air, but I'm eager to hear it if it does play.
Well, that's cool. So talk about some of the future projects you have coming up. Anything cool that you're working on, a part of, excited to work on?
Oh, let's see here. Well, I've done a few scores in the past year, but that's really I haven't had anything kind of new on the plate. I did the score for Roulette Girl that Carson made.
That's awesome. I haven't had the chance to see it yet, but I know that they played it at a few festivals or their own playing.
I don't know if it's public yet.
Okay.
I definitely know there were several showings of it around the state.
I know we missed it.
I know we missed it. I think we missed it twice. We always wanted to try to come
We
and
have
see
to go
it.
talk to Carson and get the link.
Yeah. Right now, I'm actually. I guess I don't know if I'm allowed to say yet. I haven't talked to him, but I'm working on a small thing for Terrell, not movie related, but doing a little bit of stuff for him. And other than that, actually, I'm getting work on the rollout of a album I finished in last November. I want to pull out all the stops and see if I can get this one vinyl pressed just for fun,
Dude,
like as a bucket list thing.
So is some of your music on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere pretty much?
Yep, it's on Spotify, it's on, pretty much anywhere that a distribution service takes it now, Amazon, pretty much everywhere, Spotify, Bandcamp. Bandcamp is my most recent with all my stuff. A couple little projects that I don't have on.
Do you have any music videos or anything out there?
I have a couple from a very long time ago that just like a friend of mine did with some flight footage that he took.
Cool.
I should really look into that actually. Like I said, I want to pull out all the stops on this upcoming album, so I might see what I can do about something like that, because that'd be a lot of fun.
All right, cool. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming and stopping by and talking to us. Before you leave, will you sign that book there, just your autograph? And then who's going to take the photos here?
Get Jake over here.
Jake.
Jake,
Daniels.
we need you.
You want to come take a Polaroid photo?
We need more composers in our life.
We do. We've been looking for composers for a long time for our newest film, and it was a hard time like trying to find some. But
someone. We did find someone, but now we know you, right? Okay.
Here.
Vertical.
We're gonna take a photo with him.
Sorry. Let me turn.
You had like the lens cap on?
No.
Oh, sure.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes, Michael, thank you.
the Michael gang.
We need more Michaels.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was Michael. We're just looking for some more people to come and talk. Jake, you want to come here?
Michael
Jake, come
Duty,
over
what
here.
a great name.
Come be a part of this. You were on last week. What else you got for us? Any new things that you're working on since the last time you were on the show?
I believe. Let me get back. Let me get to the mic. Hello. What have I been working on? I'm writing a little bit with Kevin. So he's helping me with the script for a film contest that's in July. I'm also working on Dead Man Walking with all of you and
coming up
everybody
soon.
else.
Yeah, everyone on Century is
feature
working.
film coming up.
That we're all very excited for. Yeah, it's going to be a lot
Created
of fun.
by Michael Minard.
Shout out to
Written,
Michael Minard.
directed.
Hopefully he'll
Michael
stop by
Minard,
at some
this
point.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
that's the other Michael that we
think
have here.
He's going to be here tonight.
I know, at some point. Hopefully
Yeah.
he gets here so we can talk to him before.
I was doing shout outs my last episode and Michael messaged me and was like, hey, where's my shout out? Like, I was like, no, so Michael, you are awesome and people should look to
Michael,
him.
we love you.
Yeah, Michael,
He's
we gotta.
really great.
Have you had the chance
Get up in
to
here.
watch his, well, it's not a feature film, but it's like 40 minutes, I believe, All Roads End?
I haven't seen all
So
of them.
that's really good. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
what's
in the
nominated
festival today.
tonight. Yeah. So.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Also, the yours truly will. that his short for the Music Bed Challenge. There's links out there now on Facebook all over to go and vote for that. So
Yeah, and you can vote up to like 5 times a day. Is that the thing?
I think it's just once a day. But
once a day?
If you
Okay,
have
I wasn't sure.
multiple personalities online, you can obviously vote
For
that
sure.
many times.
Well, cool. So you are also working on the Batman film with us.
Yeah.
Sort of finishing that up there. We're kind of second camming and also being a multi-trade, whatever we need you for almost on our run and gun crew. That's something that we've been working on for the last, how long have we been doing that?
Since the end of March.
It's been going on for a minute.
Feels like
End of
forever.
March.
Yeah.
So yeah, working on a Batman fan film with Jake. Jake's just in all of the things.
I've got a busy summer ahead, guys.
Yeah, for real.
And then you have
for
some
that green
personal
light
projects?
grant.
Yeah, yes, talk about that. That's what I would love to talk about.
Did I talk about it over the episode?
We talked about it
A little
briefly.
Briefly.
Yes,
Okay.
briefly.
Well, I submitted a green light grant for a documentary, and it's for a mountain climber from Iowa. She's from Jessup, but she lives in Marengo, so she's very local, small town. She works at General Mills, very Iowan, right? But then she also has this side of her where she's this super adventurous person, and she goes and she climbed the highest 7 peaks on each of the 7 continents. So she did Mount Everest back in 2016, and then she finished up the 7 called the 7 Summits in 2021 over Christmas in Antarctica. So she climbed
That's
all those
crazy.
mountains. It's this huge accomplishment, and hardly anybody knows about her. She did a few things on the news, but
So
other than that,
when she
nobody
was
really-
climbing those mountains, did she ever have a documentary in mind? Was she capturing footage of her own?
Not really. She took some photos, as you do on travels.
Right, absolutely.
So my wife actually put together a photo book for her. It's like a coffee table book of just every photo that she had. Organized it and put a whole bunch of captions and also her journal entries from her trips. So there's this book that she has called Shots from the Heart. And she uses that as a talking piece for speaking engagements. So she'll go to a public library or a school and do speeches and stuff. And she'll sell books that way. But I think that it would be cool to have a kind of addendum that includes this Antarctica trip, and it's also just her life in general and the whole story kind of as a documentary format.
Yeah, and that is something that I believe that you're gonna produce regardless, but it's something that you want to try to reach out to the Greenlight grant.
Right.
That way you can sort of expand that universe, do more maybe.
That's the hope,
But
yeah.
I mean, it's such an important story, man, and I can't wait for you to hear back on that. Hopefully everything goes well and you start shooting this phenomenal documentary,
Thanks,
man.
yeah. That's
But
the
yeah,
hope.
I can't wait. So tell people where they can find some of your work. You have some short films out there.
I got some short films out there. Jake of All Trades YouTube channel. You can also just go to my website. It's actually joat.solutions. Yes, joat.solutions. Yeah, so it's Jake of All Trades. And then instead of .com, I was like, no, I'm a problem solver. Let's do
There you go,
.solutions.
.solutions.
And
I
that
didn't even
makes
know you
no
could do
sense
that.
at all. Apparently you can.
Cool. What did you build your website through?
My wife does all the web design for me, so she does it all through Wix.
Oh, cool. Love Wix. Classic
Yeah.
Wix. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for talking for us. And you
guys.
also have been helping out set up this whole thing, man.
I'm all over.
So, Jake of All Trades, helping out. Kevin's going to come over here and give us a photo with us.
Take a photo and then I'll give it to you.
There you go.
Give us a photo.
Here, you'll be in the
Where's the piece of us?
Beautiful.
I hope I didn't blink, man. I feel like I might have.
Yeah, done.
How many colors?
All right. I have more. Jake, don't forget to sign.
Where do I sign?
You can have your own page. So flip a page that's blank. I think the other
Oh,
way.
on the blank side?
Yeah, blank side, yep.
Wow.
And you can put something on there if you want. It's all up to you, man. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey,
What's your
buddy.
name?
My name's Dylan.
The OG Indie Social
Yes,
Podcast team?
Mr. J.
Come on, guys.
Come on
talk.
up. We got
it's
Wade.
$3 in a vending machine, so no, I didn't get a water. But there's a water fountain right here.
There you go.
How you doing, Wade?
It's vegan.
So I haven't had the chance to work with you yet, but your name is very well known. The first time I think I've seen a project that you were in was one of those commercials
Probably.
Was it a casino commercial, right?
I did a casino commercial for Meskwaki. Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, man, that guy looks so familiar. And then I found out that you were on Iowa Film, right?
Yep.
And then you went on to work with Michael Meinert. I don't know if that was before or after, but
That was after the commercial.
okay. And that film is awesome. I can't. What is that called?
That was The Void.
The Void,
Put
yes.
me on the spot. Can't remember all the time.
Michael showed me that, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, the cinematography is so good in this. I believe Kevin Thorne did the cinematography,
Yep.
or Eric Benson, one of those guys from Bus Stop. But man, that was such a good film. Yes. Can you guys get a little closer just to the mic? You can move it too if you need to. But go ahead. You have some questions for him.
Yeah, so like him, I mean, I've known you when I first got into the whole Iowa film scene. Your name was the first that I would see. You and Michael Bergen, like, were always like blowing up on there, and I was like, I need to work with Michael Bergen, and I need to work with Wade.
I haven't heard from Michael Bergen in a long time. Is he still making stuff, writing stuff?
I haven't heard from him in a long time either, so
Sure.
I'm not positive. I mean, he's still on my Facebook, but I haven't seen a lot from him. So
Okay,
we all
me
kind
neither.
of
So I
go
was
through those cycles where,
Yeah.
I mean,
Creative
even now it's
stuff,
kind of
you
like
wanna
that
get through it.
downtime. So
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. You can get through.
But yeah, no, after I worked with you with Greg,
Yep.
in that micro short, I bought a 4K TV the following day, and I was up at like 4 in the morning, and I saw your commercial in 4K, and I thought it was just a weird coincidence. Cause
Yeah.
I have a bucket list of Iowa actors that I want to work with, and you were on top of that, and I was finally able to scratch that off. And I was feeling good. I felt like a celebrity because I got to work with you. And then at 4 in the morning, you were there rolling your dice or something, and it was 4K. It was almost like 3D. And I think I messaged you right away, or maybe I was even able to get a quick like snapshot of it. But
Yep.
nah, yeah, I'll never forget that. I was like, what are the odds?
So your son is here with you. Is he
Yeah.
also an actor?
Yeah, he is in Charcoal Skies.
Oh,
he was
that's
the
awesome.
lead actor in Charcoal Skies.
Okay.
Nominated for Best Actor tonight.
That's awesome. I see that. When did they film that? Because you look a lot older, man, almost from
He
the trailer.
grew a lot. Yeah, we filmed it last June, so he grew probably about 5 inches since then.
And that film, it's not out to the public yet, but you guys did have a private screening.
Yes, we've had a cast and crew screening.
Okay.
And we've also had the world premiere at
Oh, you
the
did?
Julian Dubuque Film
Wow,
Festival.
okay. Yeah, I'm hearing great things about that, man. I'm very excited to see where that goes. You know if that's going for distribution? Is it
We
going to
are
go?
trying to get distribution on it.
That's awesome.
So
I'm very excited to see that. There's there's not too many feature films that come to Iowa, but when they do, it's sort of a big deal. And I'm very excited to see that the cinematographer that worked on that is really good. I mean, the trailer is amazing. So it looks like a very well put together feature.
It's a really, personally, it's not my type of genre of film that
Sure.
I typically go to see.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good. I mean, it'll get you emotional if you get into it. I mean, it's a really good show. Braxton did good.
So how did you get your son into that? Was that just a casting call and you're like, hey, you want to try act? Has he been acting his whole life? Or
So he's done like a few little projects with me, and Beth Himney, the writer, she had him do a little small part in one of her shows when he was quite a bit younger, probably like 8 or 9 maybe, somewhere in there. And she actually approached me to help her produce it and get people involved in it. So I kind of was helping with that, but she already had everybody picked out, including the lead actor. That lead actor actually got too tall in the amount of time that it took us with COVID. Everything got pushed back.
Sure.
And so by the time we were going to film with him, he looked 15 and not 11. So Beth just said, well, what about Braxton? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, we can film something and send it to you. So, I mean, we literally took 20 minutes from the time I handed him the script to the time we finished filming his little audition and sent it to him. I mean, he had it memorized, 20 minutes, done.
So have you acted in other things before, short films or anything like that? Or was this your first big role?
It was my first big role, and I've acted in one short, I believe. Right.
Yeah, basically one short. Couple little small little things.
Well,
that
that's
came out.
awesome to just do a couple shorts and now you have this feature film, man. That's awesome to put on your credits there. So that's exciting.
Yeah, what was your experience like on set? Did you do you plan on doing this? Do you want to make it into a career, or is it now a new hobby of yours?
It was really fun, and yes, I would like to make it a new career or a hobby.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. I love seeing young people do this because I kind of I did theater, but I never got to be in film when I was younger. That was my dream. So yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, keep doing it. And then I don't know if you have a Facebook yet, but not quite sure how old you are, but
He's got a Facebook that he doesn't really know about.
Oh.
We made it several years ago just to post pictures that someday he'd look at.
Right. Okay.
And his IMDb page. So
Yeah. Well, Iowa Film on Facebook. You know, I'm sure your dad will keep his eyes out for you.
Yep.
So you guys are here for Best Actor, right? That's what you're up for?
He's up for Best Actor. Yep.
That's exciting, man. Are you excited?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hopefully that you get the award, man. I haven't seen the performance, but I mean from the trailer again, dude, it looks awesome. So I'm excited to see what happens later tonight. So where are some of the short films that people can see you in, Wade, or you, and anything that you guys want to?
So there's some short Vimeo stuff that we've been on. I've been on a couple of television shows, Homicide Hunter, Murder Chose Me, commercials. I mean, there's just various places that you can search my name and I'll probably come up somewhere on something. Braxton, most of your stuff that you've done would be on our little micro shorts that we've done, a couple little commercials, and then really mainly Charcoal Skies. I mean, that's his big thing. So.
Well, it's awesome. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and talking with us.
Sign the yearbook for us.
And then we'll come over and take a photo with you.
Got a signature.
Yeah, you figured out.
You do now. You're famous.
You want us on separate pages, or?
You guys can do it together, because we'll get a picture of you guys together.
What's your last name?
Oh.
All right.
That was good enough.
All right, let's get a picture here.
Good job.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dylan.
Hey, no problem. What's that?
Ben's coming on next.
Ben is.
Are you cool with staying here?
Yeah.
Taking my spot? All right.
Hi guys. I hope everybody's having fun. We are still
Chilling.
live.
I think we're how long are we live for left? What time is it?
It's 4:18.
All right, halfway through. Come on, Ben. Come on. Love the outfit.
Hey, Ben.
I feel like this is the new tradition, something new every year.
This is just me, like most of the time.
So on Instagram, you had a poll of like, what do you want me to wear? Are these one of the outfits that?
Yes.
from the
No,
poll?
I'm not gonna lie. If anyone looks back at the poll, once certain things started getting reactions and certain people I love started reaching out to me, I made the decision pretty quickly. I stopped caring about the votes. I'm not a democracy. I am an authoritative dictatorship in terms of what I wear. So yeah, I based my look off of Funny Valentine from my favorite thing ever, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's kind of become the thing. Last year I was Panna Cotta Fugo from JoJo's, and
So is it safe to say that you're sort of into anime a little bit?
I am an anime fan. I'm not a crazy anime fan. I have a very selective taste, but I was very against getting into anime, mostly just because I already watched so many things that I'm always
Right.
like, I don't need another thing to get obsessed with. And then, I started, with everyone's gateway drug, I started with Cowboy Bebop, and it was like a Full Metal.
Dragon Ball Z?
I'm not a Dragon Ball fan. I do love the movie Dragon Ball Evolution. It is a cinematic masterpiece.
No,
It is
no,
a
Ben,
perfect
leave,
movie
Ben,
beginning to
leave. No,
end.
no, no.
Dragon Ball Evolution. You should
No,
watch
no,
it
no,
several
no.
times in your life.
Ben,
Anyway,
I
but no.
liked you until that moment.
But no, and it's funny because JoJo's was one of those things that like my buddy who got me into anime was like, you might like it, you might not. It starts off really slow, and we started, and I was like, I love this. And he was like, this is the worst part. I'm like, let's keep going, and I just got obsessed with it. So I am currently dressed by a look inspired. Can I?
Sure, absolutely.
This look is inspired by Funny Valentine, the main antagonist of Part 7, Steel Ball Run, whose stand is known as Dirty Deeds Done for Cheap, or, as they had to translate into America, to not face copyright charges, filthy acts at a reasonable price.
That was beautiful. Did you rehearse that or just come up with
No, I just know so much about JoJo's. It's a problem.
That is phenomenal. So tell us about why you're here tonight. Anything in the award show?
I have done nothing ever in my life.
That's totally
no,
not
I
true.
actually have, I think, a total of 4 nominations
Oh, nice.
personally.
Nice.
But also my film. So I have 3 nominations for cinematography for my work with Color Me in Media, for our videos for Manhattan Blockade, Eugene Levy featuring Settle Your Scores, and August Gonzalez. And I also have my short film Ellie and Natalie, which I'm personally up for as producer of for Best Short Film, as well as my lead actress, Sydney Ginter, is nominated for her role as Ellie, and Mia Loxes is nominated for Best Score.
That is awesome, man. You got a lot of stuff up there. I'm excited to see what happens tonight. It's going to be awesome. So any future projects you have going on?
Well, Ellie and Natalie, as I have mentioned many times before, is the prequel to Ellie and Xavier, the feature film that I'm working on. And we recently finally found our new Xavier. So we will be shooting that actually next week.
Have you announced who it is yet?
I have not announced who it is
Okay,
yet.
all right.
But you'll know.
Well, that's cool. I'm excited for you. Said next week?
Next week we start shooting again. We're starting kind of small, but it's going to be a nice, beautiful little way of getting back into it with the people I love. And
So with I don't know how big the script is, but it being a feature film, are you guys trying to go all at it? Do weekends? What's sort of the schedule for that?
It kind of depends on everyone's work. Luckily, our Xavier will be pretty open. Sydney has already expressed the potential ability to work remotely, so we could shoot. Most of the script takes place at night, so there's a good chance we could take a whole solid week or two and she works remotely, and then we shoot at night, and we all hate ourselves the next day. But yeah, we're working on it right now. We just cast our new Xavier, so we're kind of just taking it a weekend at a time. But hopefully, we're back here next year with a finished movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this is your first feature, right?
Yes, this is my first feature film.
And then, as we've talked about before, you're shooting it all handheld? Or not handheld, sorry, shoulder rig?
Shoulder rig. There's a little bit of Steadicam, but very tastefully
Any
done.
workout routines in that? Are you doing some?
I do usually do a good solid 15 minutes of stretching. I do so much camera opping just regularly now. And
So
after
is it sort of getting more not so painful?
Oh yeah, no, it's much easier now. I actually did old shoulder rig on a shoot for Friendly Faces.
Yes.
I showed up and Bruce was basically like, hey, we're going all shoulder rig, and me having slept 2 hours the night before because I never sleep well the night before a shoot. I'm just like, okay, let's go. And but no, I have a whole regimen. I wear a back brace so it doesn't kill my back.
Good.
And yeah, I have sort of my way of shooting.
Have a method of not being in so much pain.
I have a rig that I've been working on for 2 years that makes it so it's fairly steady. And yeah, I've shot about I'd say an eighth of it. And looking back at the footage, it's turning out exactly the way I've envisioned it all these years. I wrote the script in 2017. I started it, and yeah, it's gonna turn out, I think, exactly the way I've always wanted it, if not better. So.
Well, that's sweet, man. I'm excited that you're here. I can't wait to see what happens tonight. Tell the people where they can find some of your work.
You can check out my website, www.randomthoughtfilms.com. There you will find my director portfolio as well as my cinematography work, and that's how you can contact me. I'm also on Instagram at ben.schmidt95, and on Facebook if you want to creep me.
All right, cool. Well, thank you again so much. Before you leave, make sure to sign the book.
All right.
Should be a marker there somewhere.
Yada. Just sign it here.
Brittany will come take a photo with us. Brittany will take a photo.
That was supposed to be a heart, and it looks awful. Anyway. All right.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Are you next?
Carson.
Taping this photo, so sorry. Oh. Beautiful.
All right.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you as well.
Yes, I am a big fan of your work.
Yes, huge
I'm a
fan.
big fan of you guys.
Oh, well, thank you. I love the attire.
Thank you so much. Yes.
It's awesome.
I like to be myself with my
Absolutely.
clothing, so.
Yeah, I was sad I wasn't able to see you. What was the play you were in, Rocky?
I was Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror.
Yes, that is so cool. I wanted to go see it, and I was so sad I didn't get the chance to, but I heard that you rocked it.
Thank you. I did my best.
That is awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I've been making movies since I was old enough to hold a camera. I love horror films and thrillers. I make really upsetting films most of the time. I particularly admire French horror films and South Korean revenge thrillers. So horror, but with a good plot. That being said, the feature I'm actually nominated for this year is Roulette Girl, which is more of a dramatic piece than it doesn't really have horror elements until the very end.
And that's a feature film, right?
Yes, it's a feature.
And was that your first feature film?
No, it is my 7th feature film.
Wow, I didn't know that. You must have been very
busy. It does not mean
busy.
they're all good. It just means I've made 7. It does not
Sure.
mean I've made 7 good ones.
Is Life is Strange, was that your first?
Life is Strange was my
4th.
And that's based off of the video game, right?
So I made What If and Dawn, which were based on the games Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm. Dawn is what I was nominated for last year.
You
And
guys
then-
gotta check it out.
It is
It's
cool.
So
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, that and it went not necessarily viral, but did really well on
It
YouTube.
did. What If surpassed 550,000 views.
That
on
is
YouTube, which was
amazing.
pretty decent. And the main thing to me is it was, it's been 4 years since I made that. I'm somewhat removed from the fandom now, but I still
Sure.
love the games, and it's still important to me that new kids who find that game really love it and they attach to it.
I think that is a game that you can go to at any point in life and love that game. The
Absolutely.
love that they
It's-
have in that game is unbelievable.
It is, and it's a cool story. I love story, and I love video games that feel like movies. So
Right.
like Life
Oh,
is Strange,
absolutely.
also The Last of Us, Red Dead Redemption. I love story-based games. So
Well, I was sad that when Telltale, they were a huge sort of storytelling video game company. They went out of business, I believe. So it sucks that they were stopping that because I don't think there's too much out there now that
no,
does.
I mean I feel like there's still the company that made Until Dawn,
Yes.
which is a really good one.
Yep.
They're still making good games. The company that makes The Last of Us, Naughty Dog, they make
Yes.
good ones, but it's a rare form. It's not the most popular type of video game.
It's not, and it's very unfortunate. There's also that really good horror game that's multi-choice, and I can't remember what it's called.
Until
but they're
Dawn, I think is
Is
what
it
you're
Until
thinking of,
Dawn?
yeah.
Yes. And then I think they're making a sequel,
Yeah,
right?
and then I also highly recommend Outlast and Outlast 2.
Oh,
Outlast
yes.
2 is my favorite horror
Oh
game
my
of all time.
God, dude. Well,
Amazing.
Outlast is such a cool thing
too
because it was
scary.
very independent.
I can't do it.
And then, it went very viral in a way,
yeah.
Well,
Well, and Outlast is something like now, the What If and Dawn were really outliers for me.
Yeah.
Typically I make my own content, and now I hate the word content. I make my own films, and now I'm much more focused on thrillers, and now I'm working on Lillian, which
Yes.
is a character adapted from a novel that I wrote called Old Wounds, and that's what I'm going to be working on this summer, and it's a really heavy, intense, crazy
So before you were necessarily into filmmaking, was writing something you've always been in love with
It's
then?
always, honestly, when I was very, very young, before I could even write, I would come up with stories and make my family act them out.
Oh,
so
okay.
it is truly always been in my blood to tell stories and I'm a storyteller. I
Yeah.
consider myself a storyteller even before I consider myself a filmmaker or a writer, because I've written a play, I've written books, I've written stories, I make movies. Whatever the best medium is for the story that I want to tell.
So is it hard to sort of pick what you love the most? It's almost just a handful of
Filmmaking
love
is
for
where my
all of
heart
it?
is,
Sure.
9 times out of 10.
Okay.
There's something about writing something and then seeing it
Yeah.
literally come to life.
And
that
do you
just
also
does
edit
it
your
for
films
me.
as well then?
Yes, I write, direct, and edit my own films.
Yes, I mean, so I'm a person who if I shoot it, I have to edit it.
Mhm.
Editing is such a thing that I'm in love with, and I think something that also creates the story even further. You
And
know?
I really have my own specific style with how I shoot. I use as little artificial lighting as possible. I use one handheld camera, so I have a very specific aesthetic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
editing wise, it helps me. I know how I shoot. I know how I put things together.
So you say you use very artificial lighting. Was there ever at a point? Did you have imposter syndrome at all, where it's am I a real filmmaker if I'm not using lighting?
Yes.
Have you ever suffered
Yes.
with that?
I have suffered with that a lot, actually. I thought, I've been told many times I do it wrong. I don't use lighting.
Right.
It is my crew is typically me and one person running
Right.
sound. So there are people that say, well, that's lazy because you're not using artificial lighting. You're just getting away with doing half the work. But to me, it is my aesthetic. I admire Dogma 95 filmmakers and mumblecore filmmakers and foreign films that
Did you say Dogma?
Dogma 95.
Okay.
It's a filmmaking style. Basically, it emphasizes minimalism.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's. I don't follow it religiously, but it's something that I aspire to. And to me, minimalism is the goal. Telling a story with as little artificiality as possible. Others, I make horror films. People get stabbed and shot with blood and guts, and that's all fake. But the storytelling itself is all. It's projected with a visual language that emphasizes the actor and no bells and whistles beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's something.
I'm trying to think of the brothers. They do mumblecore, and they have this film called The Pink Puffy Chair or something. What are their names?
I think of the Safdie brothers, who I also
I know,
consider
the
to be
Safdie
kind
brothers
of
are phenomenal. They made
that
Uncut
style,
Gems.
that kind of run and gun style.
But man, I cannot think of his name right
I can't think
now.
off the top of my head, no. But
Wow. But anyway, yes, I love mumblecore as well, where it's really heavy inspired with the actors. The actors really get to play within that realm, because we're not. It really relies on them, I think, as much as that. The camera is a big part of the actors, but also the actors get to act in mumblecore films.
yeah,
and I love
and
that.
that's something that I take a lot of pride in, is I feel like I give my performers a chance to really make rules their own and not have to worry so much about the technical side. When it's just there's a camera in your face, this is your monologue, or this is what we're doing in the scene, and it's very fluid. and that's something that I really enjoy.
That's awesome. So tell us about why you're here today. I know you're also a part of IMPA,
Yeah,
right?
I am the producer of the IMPA Awards show.
And is
So-
that new, right? Is this your first
It's
time
my
doing
first
it?
year doing it, yes.
Okay.
So essentially, I wrote the script for the show. I don't know who won anything. I don't know if I won anything. I don't get to be involved in that
Sure.
at all. But I handle the script for the show, so like all the things Rob is going to say tonight, I helped to write that.
Sure.
I helped with putting the entertainment together, kind of the vibe
Sure.
of the show is really what I get to be involved in. And I take a lot of pride in that because I love the IMPA. So it's a way for me to help to highlight other filmmakers and kind of do my best to make this a really, really positive experience for everybody.
So what do you have in IMPA this year?
This year I have 3 projects nominated, Roulette Girl, which is my feature,
Yep.
and then the pilot for Lillian, which is the web series I'm working on that I'm going to be shooting the first and hopefully second episode of this summer.
Was it, mistake me if I'm wrong, is that the one with Ben in it?
Yes.
Okay.
So
and you
that
guys shot
project
like
was really cool. We shot that with no script on
Yeah.
a whim in 4 hours.
Well, that and then I might also be wrong. Did Ben know he was going to be acting, or was it just like, hey Ben, you want to act?
It was kind of just spontaneous. Me and Sydney and Ben got together and we're just like, let's just make this because I knew I wanted Sydney to play Lillian.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was just a great
Unbelievable
opportunity. We had
actress,
time.
yes.
Oh my God, she's so good.
Yeah.
And so it was just, we were there and Ben did an awesome job. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then What Follows the Shadows is my other project, and that one Ben shot.
And is that the?
It's a 48-hour
48
project,
hours. So
yeah.
you're turning that into? Oh, that's the 48 hours.
That's a
what you're
48-hour
into.
film
Okay.
project, yeah, which it's funny. I shoot very fast. Like
Yeah.
I shot Roulette Girl in 5 days, and it's a feature.
How long is it?
It's an hour and a half about.
Wow, that's amazing.
But you would think shooting fast that 48-hour film fest would not feel like as much of a challenge. Let me tell you, it is a completely different ballgame.
Oh, I feel you. I've
I love
participated
48,
3 years in a
my
row.
God,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a challenge, but it also builds the team that you have within that.
Mm-hmm.
You have such a stronger connection at the end of it, you know?
Yeah, and that's my favorite. I have Ben Schmidt, Michael Duty, Emil Laxa, Sydney Ginter, Maddie Wayland, Finch Moore,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
Shelby, my fiance.
Yep.
I have this really core group of people that I love to work with.
Absolutely.
And they make this, all the other people I probably forgot to mention. I love doing this with
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
So-
absolutely. I mean, it's not as fun making movies if you don't have a team to do it with.
No,
You know, you
and
can't do it all by yourself
They
either.
are
so.
all amazingly talented people,
Yeah.
and they bring their own voices and their own vibe to it, and it makes art.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on here and talking
Absolutely,
to
thank
us. Before you go, make sure to tell people where they can find some of the work you do.
Yeah, Vimeo.com/CityM Productions, CITYM Productions. And then also my Patreon, Patreon/CityM Productions. You can find some of my old work on YouTube also, /CityM Productions. Highly recommend checking out my Vimeo though too, because that's where all my new stuff is.
Sure. So did you make that, is that a conscious decision to no longer be on YouTube then?
Yeah, honestly, it was sort of a way of parting from the What If and Dawn era.
Sure.
That was a very important part of my life, but I wanted to find my own voice again.
Sure.
A little bit more serious. My new projects are also just so vastly different
Yeah.
from that I didn't want to completely, whiplash the people that like my content on
And
YouTube.
see, like, that's kind of hard too when, like, you have so much success on a video, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's like, I don't want to
Original.
upset people by making something different,
So,
but I have to pursue it, you know?
Vimeo's a new start.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm really enjoying. Obviously, it's something that people are really enjoying. So
Yeah,
it's good.
absolutely. Well, cool. Before you go, make sure to sign that book
Yes.
there, and we'll come up and take a photo with you.
Will do.
Is the camera still good?
This is the worst signature I've ever drawn. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you both so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Michael, this is turning out to be really good. We are getting. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael, where'd you go? I was talking to you and you weren't even next to me.
Oh, you weren't?
Yeah, so this is going really well.
What are you doing, Maddie? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is that why you looked at the camera so you can so you can see?
Our next guest today is
Give a drum
Maddie.
roll. Hold on, let Brittany do her thing.
Maddie Wheeler.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Oh, I don't know.
Wow, that's so cool.
There was
Well-
like a portal, it opened, and then I just kind of...
Maddie, I love the look.
Thank you.
It's awesome. What's anything inspired by anything, or just you all the way out?
Honestly, this is going to be the look for the first performance.
Oh
So
yes,
it
because you're
is-
performing tonight.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
It's a little kind of classic, mixed with a bit of some androgynous kind of modern.
So did you do the makeup yourself?
Yes.
Wow, that's a really good job.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. You killed it. I also love the necklace.
Video of you getting ready to do it.
Yeah, Rob pointed out that this was inspired by Madonna, and I agreed, even though that was not the intention, but yes, totally.
Well, cool. So other than performing, do you have anything else in IMPA?
Right now, actually, I was not currently nominated for anything, but I did assistant direct the music videos that are nominated, at least 2 of them, possibly I can't remember how many. But yes, I was nominated for a couple music videos, or not nominated, assistant directed. And
You were
then
still a
also,
part of them, so.
yeah, and then I was also a part of Ellie and Natalie. Yeah.
So other than IMPA, what else you got going on? I know that you haven't released Torch yet, right?
No.
You're waiting to premiere that, yeah?
Correct.
But it is done?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Actually, I'm hoping to premiere it at the Snake Alley Festival
Okay,
of
right
Film. Of course, we'll see if we get in.
Yeah.
I did submit it already, so we're kind of just waiting on that, and then kind of just waiting to see where we go with that.
Yeah, Batman's coming close to an end.
Yes, Batman is finally coming close to that.
Yeah.
We have to do one more additional scene.
True.
But then from there, we are done. That's something that we've all been working on.
Yes.
I feel like this is the biggest collab of a short film, which is the Batman film. So those were long days.
Yeah.
You guys got to work very close to each other.
Yes,
in that
I love
scene.
working with Maddie so much. I do.
It was a fun time, like even just like being there and seeing everyone in character, everyone in costume. Like it definitely made acting and being in the moment a bit easier just by seeing everyone and being like, okay, no, we are in this. Like,
So you've been really behind the camera a lot this year, I'd say, right? Other than a few things that you've been a part of?
Yeah, I've been back
So was
and
it nice
forth.
to sort of like jump back into acting and not do so much crew work in a way?
Yes. I'm honestly looking forward to filming both Dead Man Walking as well as Ellie and Xavier.
Yes.
Which Ellie and Xavier as well, I am co-producing as well as acting in it. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're actually starting production this next weekend.
Yeah, that's what Ben was saying.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you know how many shooting days you guys have, or?
Right now, it's because our lead actress, Sydney Ginter, is currently based out of Chicago, Illinois area.
Yeah.
And so it's, as well as we have actors who are kind of all over, so it's a little hard sometimes to get everyone together. But once we get everything scheduled, we're gonna kind of throw it together. It'll probably take a couple months, but
Hey, I mean, if you got Ben on your team and you guys are going to work well together, it's going to be an awesome film. You know?
Exactly, and
So there's no doubt.
He has stressed so many times how, even though it's taken so long, he is so excited and so happy that we finally get to do it, and we get to do it with everyone that we love. And
I think,
just
you know,
keep bringing
it
people.
took a minute to get there to finally be able to make it, but you know, you guys needed that time almost. That way you could build the crew that you needed to make it. And now you have it. So I think everything's slowly placed its time and where it needed to be, and now you're here and you finally get to make it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're performing, is it midway through the award show, or is it in the beginning of the award show?
I'll have 3 performances.
3 performances, okay. And then
Yeah.
one is a collab with Emil, right? Or all of them collabing?
One is a collab with Emil Laksa, and then
Yep.
the other one is a collab with Shelby.
Haggerty?
No, Shelby Davis.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes, there's a lot of Shelbys.
There is a lot of
So
Shelbys.
many.
Just like there's a lot of Michaels and Kevins. You almost got to like, which one is it? So what are you performing? Do you have the songs picked out? Probably.
So we'll start with Cabaret from Cabaret, originally sung by Liza Minnelli.
Shout out.
And then after that, we have The Other Side from The Greatest Showman.
Love that.
With Emil. And then Master of the House to finish it off with.
So
Lin
talk
Manuel.
about sort of rehearsing that almost. Was it something that you guys had to get together before multiple times before tonight, or?
We did get together a couple times until just recently. We weren't on a full stage,
Sure.
but we did get in yesterday, and we ran it a couple times. I think it's going to go smoothly, and I think it's going to be great. I think y'all are going to love it.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Maddie, thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us again. Let the people know where they can find some of your work.
Of course. Well, if you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or are my friend on there, awesome. Otherwise, MaddieWhelan.com, as well as ColorMeIn.media. You can find both my crew work there and also my acting work on my website. Also, you can find me on Actors Access, as well as oh my goodness.
Did you say
Staff
IMDb
me up.
already?
No, IMDb. Oh yeah, you can find me on there too. And
Everywhere.
then and staff me up as well.
Google his name,
So
he'll
just-
pop up.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Just look for the big silly. I don't know.
well, cool. Before you go, make sure you sign that book, and we'll come up and take a photo with you.
You got it.
You gotta work that thing. Don't mess it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm back, ladies
All right,
and
I am
gents.
the official taper. Where did Brittany put that tape?
I don't know. Oh, Anthony has it.
No, we are still broadcasting.
We're
We are
live
here.
3 to
What time
5.
is it? Oh, okay. We still got some time.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we need some more guests up in
Yeah,
here.
Ali's coming here in 1 second.
Ali is? All right. So I hope you guys are enjoying our show, our live stream. From 3 to 5, we got about 15 more minutes, and we're going to wrap, and we're going to mingle, network with everybody here. I'll continue to do some live streams.
Oh, yes. Sorry for the mic noises. All right, come on through, Ali.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so is this your first time at a film festival?
Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm Allison Noel.
Yes, so she's out. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Allison.
Yes, so if you don't know, she made a phenomenal movie called Rosie's Necklace.
Yes.
And that was not your first script, I wouldn't say, or was it?
Yep, that was my first.
That was your first script. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit how that got made.
So it was coming up to the 1-year anniversary of my grandfather's death, who the film was based on, and I couldn't stop thinking about him, so I just decided to write something out. Definitely not in correct format, if you take a look at that. And so I wrote on the Iowa Film page on Facebook. I'm like, I wrote something. If anybody wants to take a look at it and see if it's worth anything. And so Demian contacted me. He's like, I'll take a look at it. And then he's like, a day later, he's like, I want to make this into a movie. And so we
Yeah,
did.
and then like Damien reached out to us, and like, I mean, he doesn't normally call us randomly, but he did, and he's like, guys, there's a script that Ali wrote. It's beautiful, and he's like sent it to us. We read it, we loved it, and then we met at a Chili's in Coralville. Damien was late, of course, and we started coming together to make this film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I love the film so much. I'm probably a little biased because we made it together, but it's definitely one of my most favorite things that I got to do. And from there, we were able to put it here in IMPA. So what is it nominated for? A bunch of stuff.
5, I think.
Yeah. So I know that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Actress for Caitlin, who
Yep.
plays Claire.
Yep.
Actor for Patrick, who plays the grandpa. Screenplay.
Screenplay? Yep.
Short film.
Yep.
And I think.
And then best original score also
Oh,
from
original
Pat.
score
So
from
Pat's
Pat.
got 2 nominations on there. So we got a lot of good talent on there, and we were able to get a lot of people nominated. And again, I love that film so much. If you haven't had to,
Can people watch it yet?
yeah, it's been on YouTube for 6 months. Maybe?
Go look it up. It's called Rosie's Necklace. It's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And some of Michael's best cinematography
I think so,
work.
too.
It was, the opening scene was so cool.
It was, yeah. And so you were also on set there, but you're also an actress, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So did you fall in love with writing or acting first, or do you sort of like doing both, or where are you at in that?
Both. Growing up, when I realized I couldn't go into the medical field because I'm horrible at math and science, I wanted to be a writer. So I always thought about being an author, but I don't know, books seem so much harder than.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided just to write short films. I've always loved movies and acting. I was in plays in middle school, so it just kind of started from there.
So are you still pursuing acting and writing? Or are you sort of still doing both?
Both. I am a theater major at Grandview University in Des Moines. Shout out to Kristen Larson if she's watching. She's like my fairy godmother.
Aw.
Yeah, and I love it there. So if anybody wants to go into theater, I suggest Grandview. But yeah, I'm a theater major. I'm hoping to be doing more acting, but I'm still writing on the side.
So I know that you're still writing. You just sent us a script recently, and it's really cool. And hopefully we can get together and make another film. I really love, like, you have a good twist in it, and like when when writing scripts, how did you learn to write a script? Was it just something that you Googled, YouTubed, or?
My first script, I literally had no idea. I wrote it like half script, half short story format,
Sure.
so it just looks funky. So then I took a class in my school, and then I saw like what the correct format's supposed to be. So then I had a free trial of Final Draft. So I got as much out in 30 days as I could. So then when I have money, I can buy it.
And so now you're just writing on Final Draft
Yeah.
still? Still the thing that you use today?
Yeah, I love using Final Draft. I have like 3 or 4 scripts done, and then hopefully writing more.
Well, hey, if you need someone to produce them, send them our way.
And I also want to thank you guys for helping me raise money for Alzheimer's.
Oh, yes,
because you guys-
absolutely.
Of course.
We raised, what was it, like
1,500, I think.
or so?
Yeah, we did a stream for like, I think 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. We did a lot of crazy stuff, but we did it for a good cause. And we were able to raise $1,500. And yeah, that was one of the coolest things that we got to do with the movie. We got to do a lot of cool stuff with the movie, and now we're able to be here and, hopefully win some stuff for it would be cool.
What was your favorite challenge that we did for the fundraiser?
I don't know. I'd have to say the shaving of the beard. My first time ever shaving somebody's beard, and it looked awful.
Hey, that was the
That's
goal.
great.
I was like, hey, I want you to mess it up as much as possible.
Right.
So you did a wonderful job. But before you go, Allie, tell the people where they can find some of your work or reach out to you or contact you.
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, basically everything. Otherwise, you can watch the film on YouTube under Century Films.
Shout out.
And then some of my other short films I've acted in are out there somewhere.
Well, cool. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by and having an interview with us. If you want to sign that book
Okay.
before you go, and we'll come take a photo with you.
Okay. Oh gosh, my cursive is atrocious.
Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 minutes left of our live stream.
We got
so
one more person real quick.
Do we have somebody?
Yeah, you guys are coming on.
Oh,
Give me
okay.
1 second here. Just gotta tape this on. Sorry, I'm not as good as Brittany. I feel like she had it down to a science. All right, come on through, guys.
Can we be in frame?
Yes, absolutely.
Or a package deal?
All right, so tell the audience who you are and what you're here, what you have nominated.
I'm Mary Roney. I'm Deb Roney. And our film Pre-Existing is nominated for Best Film, and I'm nominated for Best Actress.
All right, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the cool thing with this is that Kevin Isaacson is the writer and director. It was the first time I was able to work on set with him, and you guys have worked with him before, yeah?
Yeah, for one more film.
Yeah, so I was coming into a new set, meeting new people. You guys were absolutely amazing. Oh, thank you so much. So the cool thing with this, and I don't think it's too common, you guys were able to do a whole 15-page script without stopping, with no cuts. It was like a play almost.
Yeah.
Tell me about the process of learning all of those lines. Was it hard? Were you able to just do it? Like, what was the challenge of learning all that?
As the zombie, I didn't have any lines.
Well, no, so here's the thing. You didn't have lines, but you had to remember when to come in, you know? That was super impressive. And as the editor, I was able to see that every time. Like, you were hitting your mark every time. So you did a great job, seriously.
Well, I've been participating in theater for 10 plus years now, so I've perfected the art of learning lines about just going over the repetition over and over again. And I think that's why we were so able to just keep it going, no stops. Even if there was a little mess up, we could
pick up right where you...
Yeah, exactly. Pick up where we left off. So, and it's just a great group all around. Like, I feel like you need to have everyone in a good energy.
Sort of like a flow almost?
Exactly, yeah, to have that moment.
Yeah, you guys did so great. And like also with Jim, he was able to like go with you guys, and I'm forgetting his name right, Frank?
Frank, yeah.
Yes, Frank was also able to do that in like literally 15-minute film pretty much. You could go through the whole thing. I've never seen it, ever, and it was unbelievable. And you guys being able to do that really sped up the day too. We were able to get out on time, I think before time actually. So unbelievable experience. It's one of my favorite projects I got to work on this year too.
Oh,
like you guys did so good. You were hilarious. You were great. Like man, I love that film. So have you guys worked together? I know you're mother and daughter, but have you guys ever acted together? Was that the first time?
We were actually extras in a Tana Frederick movie in the coffee shop, and we sat at the same coffee table. So.
Wow. So did you grow up liking acting or?
Yes, I was in a few plays in junior high.
So do you have the acting bug at all? Do you want to try to continue to pursue acting at all?
I want to pursue watching Mary act.
Well, hey, she does a great job.
Thank you.
So do you prefer theater or film acting?
That's a really good question. I mean, for a while, I think I'd like to do theater, but I'm getting the film bug a bit. I really like to dig more into this too.
How many films have you done at this point?
I believe 3 credited for sure. I did have a group for a while, Jar of Mice, when I was in high school, and we did a few films, but yeah, the ones that I've done with Kevin are basically the credited ones I have.
So is this your first time at IMPA then?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That's
for both
awesome.
of us.
Is it your first time at a festival maybe, or have you guys done the film festivals before?
Yeah, we've done the Iowa Film Festival in Mason City a couple years.
I've never been to that one, so hopefully we get some nominated stuff there that we'll be able to go there this year, I believe, because it hasn't happened yet, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It is in the fall? Cool, we're
We
good.
can bring our booth.
Yes, we'll bring our booth.
We'll bring
go
our booth.
everywhere. So what future projects do you guys have? Are you guys working on anything?
Not yet, no. But like I've said before, like if Kevin wants us to be in anything else, or if like you've got something going on.
Oh, hey, absolutely. Are you guys a part of Iowa Film?
I think so. I don't know.
If not, I feel like you would like flourish in there. There's so many casting calls going on that like you can meet so many incredible filmmakers. A lot of them are here today, and collaborate with some more because like you are very good at being an actress. I know that sounds crazy, but like you are very good. You just the ability to read all those lines. It's a lot of people can't do that with that much
hard.
dialogue. It is hard. It's very challenging.
Just go on
so.
Facebook and look up Iowa Film. It should be one of the first pages that pop up. There's about 4,000 members on there, always constantly posting casting calls and stuff. And yeah, definitely
100%
check it
I'll
out.
do that.
Yeah, for sure. So before you go, tell the people where they can find some of your work. Is any of it out online?
I don't believe so, but I'm on Instagram, Mary Roney, straight
Shout
up.
out Mary Roney.
Yep, I just follow you.
All right, well, cool. Hopefully we can work with you guys again. Before you go, make sure to sign that book.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely.
And we'll get a photo with you.
All right. There you go. The signature. Look at that. That's cool. Okay.
Since we were in your movie too.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thank you guys so much.
I think we have time to squeeze one more person in.
You're good.
No, you got
You
time.
can come through, buddy. It's fine.
It's all right. It'll be
Come
the
talk
best
to
6
us.
minutes of our lives.
I can't guarantee that.
That's what Dylan. That's why Dylan wants to wrap up.
I'm
man.
totally craving for one, man.
He's like, I want to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Miner, our last guest.
Michael.
The second appearance.
So, rumor has it you got a couple nominations in here.
5.
Yeah, so go ahead and tell the
Which
people your
is
name and what do you got
5
going
more
in.
than I was expecting.
So what do you got for the IMPA?
Yeah, so my name is Michael Minard. Brought up several times in conversation. I was listening to you guys on the way to kill some time and also stay in tune with what's going on because I wasn't here yet. So yeah, it was a blast listening to you guys as usual. I think at one point I was Indie Social's #1 fan, but I think that has since gone. I think the title's been.
I know, man. You
from me.
stopped watching, man.
I know.
Hurt the feels.
The work and the kid is making things hard.
Yeah. So what do you have nominated for this year?
This year it's just All Roads End.
Okay.
I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
But it's the first film I ever made out of film school. It's nominated for Best Picture in Medium Length Form, Best Director of Photography, Best Cinematography, and Best Original Score. So
Got a lot of nominations, man.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
It's 5 more than what I thought we were gonna get, but yeah. So I'm happy to be here. This is my first year. So
Is it really?
It's incredible meeting everybody.
Yes,
That's
there's
so
so
cool.
many of us here, man.
We've made some incredible new friends through our podcast, and I'm just surprised on how many people haven't been here before.
I know.
Like, that's crazy, and like I'm seeing some new faces here, and I mean it's gonna get really packed here soon. But no, that's crazy. I had no idea this was your first year.
Yeah,
I could've
first one
sworn
ever.
I
Well,
saw you last
because I
year.
graduated in 2020, and
Okay.
last year I didn't have anything in it, so I probably should have just come and hung out, but like, just
Well, it's more
busy with
fun when you
life
got
and
stuff
everything
in there,
else,
man.
so.
You know, so I don't blame you for that either. So you made All Roads In. What else are you working on? Currently working on? About to work on? Anything new?
Well, about to work on, obviously, as you both know, is The Dead Man Walking. I've devoted 100% of my time to that film just because it's getting to be crunch time. I have borrowed your Brittany because, like you guys discussed on Kevin Isakson podcast, shout out to the Cinematic Heartland, every Michael needs a Brittany.
That's right.
So I took that advice and just kind of borrowed
And you went
yours
for it.
a
Hey,
little
man,
bit.
you got to. Like I'm saying, there's not too many Britneys in the film industry. I'm glad I have one of them.
Yes, yeah. And she has been tremendously helpful.
Yeah, yeah,
We would
absolutely.
not be where we're at with that project if it wasn't for Brittany. So.
Well, hey, she appreciates that. So we're going to be filming Dead Man Walking, which is your first feature film. What has gone into this in preparation-wise that's different from
Well-
doing a short film?
Well, I mean, just bringing up Brittany entirely is like the best example. All of my short films I've done, which I think I'm up to 5 now, I have literally just been like the sole creator. So I'll have help on set with like filming, lighting, things like that. But as far as like pre-production, organizing, finding locations, getting props, getting outfits, whatever it may be, that's always kind of just fallen on me. And with the short film, it's a lot easier to manage. But when you have a feature-length film and multiple locations and multiple shoot days, it can be overwhelming. And Brittany stepped up and was like, hey, I'll get the shoot days together, I'll get the blocking together. You just worry about like wardrobe and working with the cast, and like I'll take care of the rest. And already that's like a perfect example. Is I'm finding very quickly with this being my first feature-length film that like you're gonna need help. And so luckily I found an amazing team with Century Films.
Thank you.
It took a huge burden off of my shoulders. So thank you to you guys.
Hey, man, thank you for having us. Like I said, we're very excited to do it because not only is it your first feature, it's ours. We've never been on a feature film set, never worked on a feature film, so
Yeah,
it's going to be
Michael-
a new process.
Michael's been talking about for years now that he's been wanting to do a feature film, but it was a little intimidated.
Well, it's a lot of work, man. It's
Yeah.
a lot of work, and you also have to have a really good script that's worth the 15 days that you're going to be shooting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or more. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, and you have to put a lot of eggs in one basket, man, and
Right.
hope that it all works out. And from the table read that we've done, I can tell, dude, that we have a phenomenal cast in this.
We do.
The story is dope, and like I said, dude, I think we got a good team to make a really, really good movie. So-
Yeah, for sure.
And hopefully this time next year, I don't know how you want to edit it, but
Well,
hopefully we get it in time for
We're-
next year IMPA.
We're going to try because I want to try to get it out for distribution as fast as possible because I would like to handsomely pay everyone involved and hopefully have some money left over for my next feature-length film.
That's right. Well, hey, man, before you go, tell the people, or wait, you got a question?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I just said, hell yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, dope. Before you go, man, let the people know where they can watch some of your films.
You can go to my YouTube channel called Life After Film School. Other than that, you can find me on Facebook, Michael James Minard, through Iowa Film. I'm always busy. I never sleep. So,
Feel you.
yeah, and Michael feels me because I'll call him at like 11:30, like that's normal. And he'll
Yeah,
be
no,
like,
you
"Dude, what
call
do you
me
want?"
at the most random times, dude, and I always
He's like, I
pick your
want to
call.
talk to Dylan today.
I'll just
Which
go
I
through my
love it. I
contact
love-
list. I'll be like, Dylan loves me, and then click.
All right, well, cool, man. Thank you so much. Before you go, sign that book, and we'll
Yeah,
take a photo with
absolutely.
you.
Just a signature, man.
You can put anything you want, man. People have been writing notes.
I love that ink on me, by the way. I just always miss it.
Yeah. I'm your number one.
That's funny.
I hope I spoke right.
All right.
You did.
Check it out. Michael.
Huh?
All right, well, that's a wrap.
Yeah, let's go end it real quick.
It was fun.
Kevin, Brittany, come in the frame with us.
Come in the frame. All right, guys. Well, thank you so incredibly much for hanging out with us for a couple hours. We got some incredible guests on our show, more than I thought was gonna come on. So no, that was perfect. It was perfect. Well, yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna go network. We're gonna mingle with all of our friends here. I am Dylan Yeager.
Kevin Shepard.
My name's Michael Huntington.
Brittany Benedict.
And this is Indie Social, guys. Thank you and peace.
All right, now I gotta go hit the button.
I'm just gonna stay right here awkwardly until we end.
I'll freeze.